All right, today I would just like to read y'all some scripture about the second day after Jesus was buried. In Matthew 27, starting in verse 57. When it was evening, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who himself had also become a disciple of Jesus. This man went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. Then Pilate ordered it to be given him. And Joseph took the body and wrapped it in clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out in the rock. And he rolled a large stone against the entrance of the tomb and went away. And Mary Magdalene was there, and the other Mary, sitting opposite the grave. Now on the next day, the day after the preparation, the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered together with Pilate and said, "Sir, we remember that when he was still alive, that deceiver said, 'After 3 days I am to rise again.' Therefore give order for the grave to be made secure until the 3rd day. Otherwise, his disciples may come and steal him away and say to the people, 'He has risen from the dead.' And the last deception will be worse than the first." Pilate said to them, "You have a guard, go. Make it secure as you know how." And they went and made the grave secure, and along with the guard, they set a seal on the stone. Now, a song came to my mind, a song back from when I was in the youth group, 20 years ago now. A song that a man in my church, he wrote, and I, memorized it back 20 years ago. So I'd like to sing it for y'all as it, thinks towards the time of Christ's death, burial, and resurrection. On the first day, the soldiers stood round, they've got him, and no man's allowed to take him. He will guard with our lives, and they stood there with their spear and their knives as the soldiers sent Pilate their word that the king's men are on their guard. On the 2nd day, the soldiers, they laughed. I wonder if they'll conquer death. Hey, with his rod or his staff, these Christians, they're a sheepish crowd, but we've got him. As that headman vowed, the soldiers sent Pilate their word that the king's men are on their guard. On the 3rd day, something had changed, he's missing, and only clothes remain. Could it be what he said had come true, and they were so afraid? For they knew they'd send Pilate their word. Quite different news today. The Christ that they guarded so closely just made his great escape, and he is risen, and the stone is rolled away on this 3rd and glorious day, like he promised. Death can't hold him down. My Savior's risen, and he's walking around. Soldiers send Pilate their word. Quite different news today. The Christ that they guarded so closely just made his great escape. Now, that song was probably legit stuff. What the song actually said. Again, it's been 20 years. So, I hope that was an encouragement to y'all today too, as we look back at this time in history when Christ was buried and the stone was rolled and the guards were set. But spoiler, he rose from the grave. So no worries, there is hope in today, and hope y'all find the hope today and are blessed and encouraged.